War 8 of Season 44 versus XK9. I am bringing Tigra, Scorpion, and Stealth Spidey, taking Path 5 and then Path 8. Now, the first thing I want to do is give a huge shout out to Blimey. I'm going to link his YouTube in the description. He also has a wonderful channel that you should please check out. But he moved with me really early and used a bunch of refills because I had a limited time span. So thank you so much to him, and huge shout out. My first fight is going to be Stealthy versus America Chavez. This is on Right Back At It. So pretty standard game plan. I am going to knock her down. Dope. She's going to heavy, and I decided I'm going to do the same thing I did with Man-Thing. I'm just going to let her heavy. Normally with Chavez, that's about the dumbest thing you can do. But I have Withers. So, yeah. As you can see, no harm, no foul. Alright, that's the first one. And here, I realize, oh, when I throw a special one, I'm going to lose my slow. Honestly, do I need my crit? She doesn't have that much health. So I literally just elect to not ever throw my specials anymore, including getting my precision up. That was a decision that I made at the beginning of the fight, right after I started it, so it wasn't like a pre-game strat. It was more of a audible. But as you can see, it's fine. I'm doing a substantial amount of damage. It doesn't really matter all that much. Okay. And yeah, she's almost dead. I think this definitely was the play for a lower health opponent on this node if I do not have the White Magneto pre-fight. Okay. My next fight is a Thing. And of course I'm using Stealthy as well. Gonna go ahead and put the slow up. It's Thing, and I have class advantage and I have slow. On paper, this should be the easiest matchup ever, so hopefully I can put that into practice as well. Okay, first combo, and there is the slow. Second combo, there is the Fury. And in theory, that's it. Once I get the precision, it should just be over. I'm gonna knock him down with the special. Okay. There we go. Dash back to pause the slow, of course. And in theory, that's the fight. So hopefully I can put that into practice. Alright. Little dexes and all that fun stuff. Yeah. And as you can see, I'm hitting really hard. Yeah. Stealthy's damage with very high level boosts and also class advantage is pretty gross. As you can see, he's getting chunked down. Okay. Almost done. And here I could have relicked, but I elected not to just because I didn't know if it was going to trigger the protection. So instead I combo and he goes down. Super, super easy. Literally nothing to that fight. Okay, so late in the planning, I was reordered on my paths and told to go to path 8 instead with a different attacker. And that attacker was Tigra. And my planner said, is that okay? Can you do these matchups? And I was like, yeah, of course I can do these matchups. I was busy. I was hanging out with someone. I wasn't really paying attention. And this Adam Warlock I'd never done before, so I had to duel him and find out his spacing. And the spacing that I found for the special one was dash back, medium in, and quick fire the heavy. And I think that'll work. I was told to PS1 for a nuke. I don't really agree with that, but that's what the plan said, so that's what I did. Trying to get a heavy out of him, and he just will not throw it, so whatever. I'm just gonna... I'll give him what he gives me, or I will deal with what he gives me. So I dash back, medium in, quick fire the heavy, perfect. Go ahead and drop my special 2. Okay, and that, along with the power back boost, gives me another special 2, which I toss, and his stasis pod doesn't even have a chance to trigger. Okay, super easy. But I said I was distracted. Remember, I said that we changed my plan last minute. And you're going to see that in this fight. So normally I heal up to 100%. We're not technically forced to, but I always do. But this was a Tigra fight versus Sersi. I was like, I don't need to heal up to full. I glance at those nodes and like, we're good. It has Force of Will, which means that the Neutralize will literally never proc. And furthermore, I'm at 91% health, which isn't a low amount of health, but it's lower than I would like for Force of Will with Tigra. This is not a matchup you're ever supposed to send. So I dropped that special one just because I was like, my senses are running out. And the second I drop it, I'm like, oh, that's why my senses are running out, because I can't neutralize. And that's because of Force of Will. So I panic, but I need to keep calm. This fight is technically soloable. I can see that my damage is doing enough. Alright, I need to get a chance to get my special 3 off. Bait this out. Counter that. Okay, still getting my bearings. I'm going to push her to special 2 now. Counter that. And then I'm going to throw my special. Okay, so I dash back. Instead of actually trying to heavy counter it, I just heavy miss it instead, because I'm going to throw my special. It doesn't really matter if I can connect. Okay. Throw this special. I mean, it's doing okay damage. I will have my my senses up for 12 seconds after this, so that's good. Here we go. I want to bait this out. Oh boy, she gets a power gain. Please throw it, and it stops right before special 3, which is crazy. That heavy does a bunch of damage because I have my senses up. I probably could have tossed that special 2 and done a fair amount of damage, although, no, it would have got glanced, so that didn't really matter. I do the same thing, which is I don't even try to punish the special, I whiff it, drop my special attack, and Sersi actually has a fair number of ruptures on her, so this does some decent damage. Okay, but the glancing's still going to trigger immediately, so not that helpful. Bait this out, heavy counter this. Alright, special 2. Please throw this. My senses fall off, which is fine. I can't really rely on them anyway. Okay. Special 1. This is supposed to be a 25-second fight without Force of Will, by the way, so I was not ready for this level of fight. I was just going to tap a couple times, but I decided to not do that. Here, same thing. I don't try to punish. I just try to whiff into a special 3, and I'm just praying that this will kill. She is in Assassin's range. And she dies. So, not the matchup I was expecting going into the fight. I'm just happy that I was able to stay collected and execute the knowledge that I had on how to Tigra Sersi, the special 2, the special 1, all that fun stuff. So, I was really happy with that fight. That's probably the best fight I've done all season, just because I went in and the second I entered the fight, my entire game plan was gone. So I was really happy with that. Now we have Wong on node 38. I've taken this node many times, probably almost every war. I also have a Wags from Blimey, so thank you to him again. And the game plan is super simple. I'm going to parry, I'm going to heavy, and I'm just going to dash back. I'd prefer not to trigger a buff, but if I do, I will cross that bridge when I come to it. So I knock him down. And I am now going to take my time, dash back, perfect. Slow is up, fight is half over, okay. Fury's up, fight is mostly over, okay. Now there are 2 more breakpoints. The first one is super easy, which is this one. I'm going to drop my special 1. Okay, I have 1 more job in this entire fight, to put a slow up. That's the only thing. That's the only thing that matters, okay. And, there we go. So here's the slow, and we're good to go. He throws this special 2 into me. I can dex the special 2 about 95, 97% of the time. Maybe more, but like, why? I'll just take it on the block. It definitely hurt a lot, and I could have dexed it, but if I had missed it, I'd have died. So just play safe. There's no reason to be cheeky in war. Just play safe. You can heal. Alright, here we go. Nuking him down. No specials, of course. Alright, and normally baiting special 1s is maybe not the greatest versus Wong, but I have him slowed, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, and then here is something I'd like to do, but may not be able to, which is if I can get him under a bar of power. I am going to be using Stealthy for another fight, so then I don't have to do it with the pre-fight. If he's over a bar of power, it doesn't really matter to me, but it would be nice if he wasn't. Alright. And I do manage to kill him. I was watching Eldritch Energy as well. I don't know if that's mitigated by the tactic, but I wasn't going to find out. If I got to 90, I was going to heavy. Anyway, that fight went perfectly just to plan. Heal up, Stealthy, of course, and do the classic triple U, which is to click all the right, or all the wrong portals before my own. Anyway, now I want to go and take care of this Hulkling here. This fight does not go that well, but it goes decent, I guess. I don't really know. It's Tigra versus Hulkling. It has to go pretty bad for you to take any substantial damage. Okay. So the game plan is I'm just going to sidestep him so he doesn't have any buffs. Don't have to deal with that faults or anything. Perfect. And I try to bait heavy, and he just doesn't go for it. And I'm like, dude, what are we doing? Why are we being so mean? So here, I just abandoned that previous strategy. Instead of going for another sidestep, I'll just parry him. I just want my opening. Really annoying AI, so couldn't really do anything about that there. And then I just have to tap him for neutralize. This guy just doesn't like throwing special attacks, it seems. Get that special 1. I think after this, he throws special attacks reasonably well. And here, I just combo. I thought that was going to be a special 1, and I was going to toss it to stop the falter timer, but it was actually a special 2, and I was for a second scared that he would get some power, but he didn't really get anything, so it wasn't that much of a problem. I can heavy counter that, but like, why would I want to risk that when there's like 1 second left? So I just combo him and he's gone. And that leads me to the last fight of the war for me, which is a Mysterio. I don't want a PS1 so I can have the crit, and I want to get the slow up. This is super straightforward. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow him, and then I'm going to slow him, and I'm going to special 1, and then in theory, that's the whole fight. Alright, so check this out. I slow him. Don't parry is the other thing. Do not parry. Please do not parry. Slow him again. Special 1. It's not paused right now, so I have to dash back immediately after. Okay. Brute Force is kind of being a little bit threatening, but like if I take damage, I take damage. Block that special because there's no reason not to. And yeah, it actually doesn't really matter which special I bait, Special 1 or Special 2. I won't take the damage from the Special 1, and I also will mitigate a very large majority of his healing back. And the Special 2, of course, I don't have any power to drain, and I can't miss. It always kind of hurts my soul to block special attacks when I can dex them, as with Wong, but it's just the safer thing to do in war, and there's really no reason to risk taking a lot of the damage on accident. And here I combo into Relic, but before I do that, I re-up my slow. And yeah, he gets a Special 2, which is good for me because it's free healing. Alright, you're going to see a miss failed here, but again, I can't miss, which is why it says miss failed, so the Special 2 really doesn't mean anything to me. Alright, trying to bait this out. That heavy is pretty quick, so it's not really worth punishing all that much. And that was weird. He heavied as I ran in. That was a little bit scary. I was not appreciative of that at all. But luckily we intercepted that in time. And finished the fight with minimal mistakes. So that's another war where I don't die, even though I face some pretty scary stuff.